Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.gg Invite Highlander match taking place between 3600 and Froggyland on the PL Swiftwater. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Excited to cast this match. Swiftwater, as you said, these two teams are both 3-1 coming into this, so this match has a lot of implications on the potential playoff standings moving into the final weeks of the season.
Yeah, both of these teams are 3-1 right now, although I think a decent part of that is due to the bit of the strength of schedule coming in between these teams. Froggyland hasn't yet played Hood Naruto or Shovel, or 3600 up until this point. Their one loss is to Shovel. So I think both of these two teams' trajectories may be on different paths going forward if the expected knowledge is to prevail. But Swiftwater is a map where we've seen tons of upsets happen in the past, and it's definitely a map that, I can easily see Froggyland taking a half, if not 2-on, if they show up strong tonight.
Yeah, and we say they're both 3-1. They're also tied in match points exactly, so any differences tonight coming forward, they're going to move that team up the standings no matter what. So we're looking forward to that. And we do know that Froggyland are the underdogs here. 3600 definitely looked like the stronger team overall, and their performance last week against Hood Naruto on Lakeside is an indicator of that. But there's still, like you mentioned, Swiftwater, anything can happen on this map where a lot of preparation that goes into it can change the results, and we also have some roster swaps that might be changing those results as well.
Yeah, and one of the big things, two of the big things are that 3600 is missing two mains. They will be having Mad on Soldier and Figsy on Pyro, as opposed to Durr on Soldier normally and Johnny on Pyro, which I would say both of those are downgrades.
Yeah, we can go ahead and run on the rosters here real quick before we talk in detail about it. So with 3600, we're going to be having Wish on Scout, Mad on that Soldier, and Figsy coming on Pyro. Joey Lemons, the staple demo man, Adam on Heavy, Flu Walrus on Engineer, Casper on Medic, Nixie on Sniper, and AGB on Spy.
Over on the side of Froggyland, they will have Rebel on Scout, Catalyst on Soldier, TK on Pyro, our good friend DC on Demo Man, Moist on Heavy, Nick on Engineer, Ray on Medic, Sar on Sniper, and Jeevis on Spy.
Yeah, and looking down these rosters, it's pretty apparent that 3600 are the favored team. Froggyland, they do have this record, but again, a lot of it is strength of schedule where they've yet to play the two strongest teams we have in Invite, at least by our predictions. So for Froggyland moving forward, even if they are expected to take a loss this week and in their remaining match against Hood Naruto, they still have the potential to make playoffs. If they just beat every team below them, they'll be in that 4th seed ready to go. So they're definitely looking to make some kind of footing for themselves, maybe get themselves a match point to tiebreak the mid-invite teams would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and just starting off with that first half, and anything after that's just gravy because that means you win the match. So that would really throw a wrench into the standings for the rest of High Invite, because it would mean that instead of if they're able to beat 3600, then maybe you say, okay, well, they lose to Hood, right? But then Hood's 7-0, and you've got 3-5-2 teams all tied at the top. So this is a really, really big match for Froggyland that I think could potentially, really determine the shape of the Invite standing. So with that in mind, who on Froggyland do you think has the ability to kind of show up big tonight and, maybe flip the prediction on its head?
It's hard to say because when you do look down the rosters, you look at 3600's players and you think, a lot of these players are more tenured in Invite, more experienced, and would likely have an advantage given a direct class comparison. If we're going to say which classes we think need to pop off and which have the potential to, honestly, I'm going to give it to Catalyst on Soldier here. I feel like going against a Spy main on Soldier and Mad Ringme, I'm sure Mad Ringme can play Soldier at a baseline level because the class really isn't that hard on Swiftwater in comparison to other maps. But if Catalyst is able to come in and find a lot of big impact, whether it's flank pressure, making space for his team, space for the SAR to come in, and then getting those big bombs and big plays in to give his team overall big advantages, I feel like Catalyst could be a very big instrument in a round for Froggyland.
Definitely, and you think and you see Figsy on Pyro, just swapping out a combo member is never a thing you really want to do, right? Just being unfamiliar with those playstyles is another way that Catalyst can maybe find some ground, and maybe on the flip side, not necessarily someone that I think will be carrying, but someone who I think could be a potential maybe player to be exploited would be DC. Not that I'm throwing flame at him at all, but we saw Joey Lemons look really, really good on Lakeside. 2 weeks ago, was it? Or last week? Last week. Where he was consistently, pretty much nuking Bull off the map anytime he walked up. So if DC's able to at least go even in the demo v demo there, and maybe allow Catalyst or the pick classes maybe to have a little bit more impact, I think that's going to be a really big advantage for them. So I'd say the explosive classes, really.
Yeah, DC really needs to step up and make sure he can match Joey Lemons in the spam department to give his team that damage threshold to work off of, see if they can get some kills and some fights wins in these Uber trades. Other than that, really there's not much else special to look at, in my opinion. Adam versus Moist is pretty big on heavy, honestly, whereas like when you're missing a combo player and Figsy has to swap out, Adam now takes over like a lot of the role that the Pyro would have in comms. Because Figsy won't be calling nearly as much as Arts Hispanian would. Arts is just a much more vocal player, and Arts has been honestly one of the best Pyros in Invite this season, if not the best. Just from seeing him play, he's been phenomenal. So Adam needs to kind of take over a lot of the roles in protecting combo, which is interesting because his normal style is a lot less combo-centric.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to see how that'll, kind of play out on Swiftwater too, because I think we're both of the opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, that Swiftwater's one of the more entertaining maps out of all the payloads in Highlander, just due to the amount of variation you can have on it. So seeing how Adam steps up to take that responsibility in the combo will be interesting. But we are live here, going to be starting off with 3600 on offense, which I'm personally a fan of starting on defense. So slight advantage just to Froggyland for being able to start on defense there. Pushing your own time is always a little bit easier, I find. But what are you going to be looking for early on, Zag?
Mainly just gonna see how cleanly Frogland is able to play these backouts, see like how much discipline they have as a team, because we've really yet to see them be tested against the upper echelons of Invite. We saw them, I think, week 1 against Chinese Military Shovel, and they got 3-0 rolled. So, in that regard, if they're able to kind of keep up in discipline with the upper echelons of Invite teams, where we see them like have a good performance here on their first defense, I think it's gonna be very telling on how if they're actually gonna be able to contest this map.
Yeah. Definitely agreed, and that was week 1 too, right? So you never want to draw too many long conclusions off of the team's week 1 performance if they're able to show up here against 3600. That's right, and I think Swiftfoot is a map too where, due to how easily you can snowball a bunch of the points, all it takes is maybe Jeebus or the SAR finding 1 or 2 good picks to really start the dominoes falling, and if they're able to capitalize on that. And
he actually headshot the SAR on the pack, but the SAR had 151 HP from a buff, and he didn't get that kill, so unfortunate for Nixie, is the first casualty. SAR gonna trade back onto Matt for that one, but nothing too out of the ordinary coming forward, just Sniper doing some cheesy things. SAR does go down to a pipe from Joey, though, so he won't be able to find any picks on the card. Here's the card collapse.
Yeah, a bunch of players coming in. I'm a big fan of this strategy. I don't think it's very easy to capitalize on when you do it kind of that far back. Unfortunately, they don't find any kills. Actually, so I think they killed Figsy on card. But, and it looks like we're going to see a tunnel hold coming out from Froggyland.
Yeah,
so
we
this
really go
will be
over this
interesting
in the pregame, but this is kind of a new strategy that's been emerging the past couple seasons, where you put Sentry Gun, you have combo hold in this S-bend in the tunnel, and you just have like a soldier hold the shutter upstairs in apartments. So the trade is going to come through from the upper side of the tunnel. Looks like Casper trying to get forward, does have to back out, doesn't want to take too much damage as the Uber gets popped out here.
Yeah, good by TK, able to deny this right now. Denying the space is really important in this tunnel hold. Figsy and Mad both go down here during the Uber, and it looks to be a successful defense right now. Sometimes against a team that's a little bit better than you, but Moist and Adam trading out. That is going to be in favor of the offense over on that upper area. TK getting hit really low, going to need to be healed up. Good card time coming in, but Fluor's going down is just one more number, and the gun getting pulled out by Nick. I'm not sure where they go from here. If they're able to set back up and upper, that'll be a great stall from the side of Froggyland, but it looks like Ray and DC are standing on the ground right now.
Nick is trying to get his Sentry Gun up top. Matt Reamy gonna drop out up top, and they're gonna collapse in with the damage from Joey Lemons. Jeebus, Ray, and DC all go down. That soldier coming in through the top was the difference maker, as now a ton of numbers are down for Froggyland. Figsy and Mad do go down in that, but they'll think that's worth every time. Gun from Nick K can't get defended at all. It goes down, and now the cart is on its way to a second capture easily for the side of 3600.
Yeah, that tunnel hold looked to be going well, but in the post-fight, they just weren't able to deny the space enough. Not enough damage coming out from the Froggyland combo. We see 3600 able to just walk forward and, do what they will, as that is going to be a 2-minute second cap with momentum coming in for third. There will be a stab out onto Nixie, so good on Jeebus to find that, but Doesn't look like it's going to be enough. The Uber will get popped out, so add back into the favor of Ray, but they're going to have to give up third for that.
Yeah, the spawn camp comes through with that Uber advantage, goes all the way to the shutter. Joey Lemons gets saved here. Sticky's on it. Demoman spam. You cannot get through if you're the defense. They're going to lose third right away. That's just the normal snowball that happens when you're at that big of a disadvantage coming out of second. So that's 2:27 through 3 for the side of 3600. Very fast time. We do have a reset here on fourth, so Froggyland are going to try to stabilize here.
Yeah, and the saving grace there that they were able to get the Uber out of Casper there. You know, if they had full Uber at disad here, that would be really bad. But Sar and Moist going down early are two of the worst classes you would want to lose here, you know, Med not included. Mad's going to go for a bit of a jump. The Uber's going to be forced out onto Rebel and DC, just looking for any frags here. Casper is long gone. Nixie's going to get stabbed down in the back, and Rebel will eventually find Figsy, but it's just a consolation frag. Casper almost up on full Uber right now. Things do not look good for Froggyland.
Massive shout out to Casper there for knowing his pathing exactly to get out over those crates. He does get his Uber now. He's going to use it in onto the defense. They do get a lot of kills here. Rebel, TK, DC, Sar all going to drop. Joey Lemons on a 7K. That demo man 3600 going absolutely crazy. Gun goes down in the post, and another easy push for the side of 3600. They're looking indomitable here.
Yeah, just Joey Lemons, you know, careening into last right there. Going to force Moist back up the stairs. And yeah, just losing your heavy and sniper when defending fourth. Those are the two main classes that, you know, kind of discourage the attackers from just WM1ing at you. And that's exactly what we see 3600 do. You know, knowing very well what to do with the advantages that they get. Matt a little bit aggressive in lobby right now, just kind of harassing the defense, making sure they don't get too much forward positioning right here. Nixie dead again. Not able to have too much of an impact here, but his team's more than
he's kind of getting
for him.
focused by Jeebus. Jeebus, I'm pretty sure every kill he has is on Nixie at this point. AGB going to trade onto Moist, so that defensive heavy going down. He's not playing traffic cone, was he? Because I don't see his minigun anywhere near this, so that they're going to lose that as Ubers get traded in through the lobby side. Cart going to get dropped onto by the offensive Uber. Joey Lemons trying to take down the gun, but can't quite get the pipes up there. Gun stays up throughout that, and Froggyland don't take a casualty. That's pretty good overall for Froggyland as the cart hasn't gotten to the edge of the pit yet.
Yeah, bit of an awkward Uber coming out from 3600. Adam, though, will find the kill onto Catalyst, but Moist back up. He had been playing on the metal sheet by the stairs that walk up from lower, and AGB just dropped out of the window and took him out there. But going to be on the more standard spot right now. Adam taking some damage on cart, inching in ever forward. Ubers are even very slight add through 3600, but nothing too much. Sar finding the counter snipe onto Nixie, continuing to really be shut out on the upper spot. You know, kind of sitting on that fence. Not a spot you see a ton, I would think, but gonna find Wish too. I think he's going for the crack shots into lobby. It's exactly what he's doing. Really good angle. The gun will go down though.
Yeah, Joey Lemons arcing those stickies from the lobby, takes down that gun instantly. Nick going to try and rebuild it. It's only going to be level 1, as now there's some pressure moving forward onto the cart. Nixie's playing lower, actually. Going to try and find a headshot, gets spammed out by the rockets from Catalyst. He's up on that banner. I'm not sure if he's going to have anytime soon, but if he can get that, that would be really big for the side of Froggyland, as both medics have come up onto Uber here. 3600 are sitting in lobby. Looks like they want to take it left side defensively.
Yeah, they will drop out of the window. TK splitting Joey Lemons apart. Gonna blow him forward. The beam will connect, but they're forced to drop down on cart. All the frags going in the favor of 3600. They will now pop out their own Uber, just now fading, and some of the frags coming back in. They have maintained the high ground, which is really important, but there's only 3 of them. Flu hours on carts. It's just the numbers are too much for 3600. Cart's gonna go in just under 6 minutes.
That was a phenomenal play by the flank classes and the classes that weren't in the Uber there for 3600, whereas you saw the Pyro distracted on the Uber coming out of the window on that left side. There was a big pressure point coming forward from the right side lobby where they had Soldier jump in, they had the Heavy peek out, they did so much damage, they took down all the players that were kind of holding that high ground on defense. They lost their gun, sniper, and engineer pretty early, so 3600 making that push work very easily, splitting up the team, getting all those pressure angles, and yeah, that sub 6 minute time is so oppressive to play against. Things are looking really good for the side of 3600 and Froggyland. That's not looking good at all. Like, they need to have a really good offense here and figure out what's going wrong.
Yeah, and I kind of feel for Figsy there. She almost had a really great play where she almost separated Joey Lemons from Casper. You know, Casper was a little bit late jumping out of the window, and Figsy tried to blow him down the staircase, and Joey Lemons got down to like 40. She then tried to blow him into the pit, but he surfed the air blast across the pit, and got the beam latched back onto him at 40 health, and if Joey Lemons goes down, you know, halfway through that Uber, Froggyland's still probably holding that. But, you know, if that's kind of the only margin you have to win your Uber fights on, it speaks to a bit of a bigger problem.
Yeah, they just kind of got destroyed. They lost 3 players before the Ubers really were even half over, so yeah, that one going easily for 3600 as the gates do drop on the new round. Sticky traps do not kill Jeebus, cloaking out of there. Goes across. He actually gets his knife melted there by a timing spam from Figsy, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Wish gonna be the first frag of the round, caught out of tunnel, it would appear. Mad getting hit up too, gonna be forced back. So only Adam hiding in the house on first right now. He's on minigun, not Tomislav, so a little bit less of the stealth element. They're gonna kill Fluorus and his gun, yeah. That could be really big right here. Adam's gonna take out Nick on card, and he's gonna find Rebel too. Will end up getting bombed out by Catalyst, so the Crouching Tiger Hidden Heavy finds two to delay that card just a little bit more, and you know, every second is necessary for Froggyland right now. But with that gun down, Fluorus is only just spawning up right now. They're gonna need to do something and quick.
Yeah, there is a lot of forward pressure being held right now by Froggyland. They have their entire combo forward in the tunnel with SAR scoping it down with 185 buff. There's not many people in his sightlines quite yet, as we still don't know what Froggyland want to do here. Cart moves up, they may either try and uber fast through lower because they need that fast time. They might also try trading apartments, but it looks like they're staying here on the cart for now.
That's a really good move by Fluorus there. I'm pretty sure in setup time, didn't even bother bringing the dispenser into tunnel because there's a level 3 dispenser in upper right there. So he spawns, tellies back in, and just takes the gun up to level 3 right away. And the fact that he got caught out there doesn't even matter. And I mean, Froggyland needed to capitalize on that, but they waited for him to spawn, and you know, they still haven't Ubered out yet. You only have 4 minutes left, you just gotta go for the exchange.
Yeah, Stickies right now are on the shutter up top. Catalyst is kind of eyeing those out. AGB gonna get the kill into Jeeps to counter espionage as Ubers have been traded out of the tunnel. Gun goes down as well as Fluorus eats a pipe, so he is the first casualty in this one. Counter Uber is out for the defense though. 3600 running forward with the Scout Demo Man duo. They don't get any kills in return at all. They're actually gonna lose their Scout here if Moist can track him, and Moist does win that one. Wish going down, so that was a pretty good kite out from the side of Froggyland.
Yeah, Joey Lemons is really hurt though, but they haven't actually gained any ground here. They're still stuck in tunnel. AGB finds another stab onto Rebel this time.
Jeepus missed his stab on Nixie and he gets his knife melted. That's unfortunate. He does keep his life because of that Spice Gold, but no picks happening for the side of Froggyland right now. And they're going to try and walk forward again with this off Uber.
Yeah, they are going to find Nixie there. SAR taking him out. Nixie does take out Moist though, no heavy on cart. Gonna be a bit of an issue, but despite that good kite out on the frag onto Wish, they still haven't left tunnel. They need to walk forward and just, you know, take the risk at this point. You're not going to win with 3 minutes left by waiting for your second Uber, which will come out
Casper's
right now.
95, yeah, Casper doesn't. Rebel needs to hit these shots. He has to, and he can't get them in time. Casper gets Uber up on Wish, pops it out. Nick gonna go down. Wish walking forward with that Uber, gets a lot of flashes onto cart. They only get 2 kills though, so there is still a numbers advantage for the side of Froggyland. They're jumping forward. They get the sap on the gun, and there we go. That push does work out for the offense here. Walking forward did only lose Nick in that initial Uber, so that was a very good kite out once again by Froggyland. They're gonna get pressure into third this time. Hopefully they're wanting to get the spawn camp.
Yeah, and if they're able to get this is not impossible at this point. Ooh, DC finding Nixie alone. Gonna take Wish out and Nixie thereafter. So good picks by DC. Smart jump forward, able to take them out. And I mean, more than half of the cart time is between first and third right there. So if they're able to maintain this momentum as they catch AGB out as well, this is possible for Froggyland to do. They have very slight ad, likely won't end up mattering, but if they can take ground here, and ooh, big bomb coming out of Catalyst, gonna hit Casper, not enough to kill him though. They get the mini, I believe that was a wrangled mini there. They're starting to flood up Normandy here.
Yeah, DC needs to get some spam over. Casper comes up on Uber as Ray has used first. It's going to be an even Uber exchange coming forward. Air blasts are good from Figsy. Joey Lemons gets a flash in along with Mad Ringme, so they're going to bomb forward, try to get some damage out. Froggyland not losing a player once again. The Uber kites have been phenomenal this round, and a rebound from Kyle is trying to do some big damage. He gets a good rocket off, but ends up losing his life. They do have even numbers. A Sard goes down there to AGB. The Figsy can get counter poked. 2 Spice Melees go through. Now DC
Nixie goes down!
He gets, yeah, DC gets Nixie, but he gets traded by Joey, so that defensive Doman finding that pick is big. Trying to run forward. He gets hit very low, but survives. The numbers are up on their 600 right now, but their health is really bad. They have to back off this. Cart is moving up. Mini-centric Blue Walrus is standing, but he's going to go down. It's all about the cart contest. Can they get there in time? And they do. The cart rolls back. That is so big for 3600.
Nick will catch it before it even falls halfway down, though. Figsy's so low, but she will take him out. DC forced to back off cart. It rolls all the way down. If that goes in, we might have been looking at a potential last push. But with all that momentum lost, each of the card pushers just slowly died there. I mean, it's still possible, but the Uber's going to get popped out here. Casper does have as well, though. And if anyone on Froggyland dies here, it's going to be almost impossible for them. The card still slowly moving up. DC and Nixie going to be the trades. Mad going down, as is Moist Nick, and I think this is 3600's fight. And it looks like that push will not be enough, as the cart was pixels away from being capped for 3600 twice there, but they're not able to get it all the way through, and with only 45 seconds left, I think we're in the realm of mathematical impossibility here.
Not quite, but it's very likely they get time to be on the card for the rest. It's pretty much 4,600 or 3,600 seem to drop down in a single time, and there are some kills coming forward. AGB and Nixie do go down, but yeah, at this point, 30 seconds, they haven't gotten on card. It's pretty much impossible. So round 1 is going to go in favor of 3,600, the favorites in this match. That was a lot closer in the end because of the snowball that happened for the side of Fraudulent. It showed that they do have the ability to do it. They have something to work off of going into the next half, but still, 3,600 just looked like the better team, and that collapse on 4th was kind of example of that, where 3,600's health was really, really bad, actually. Their Uber trade came out, it was a bit worse because they got herded back into the ramp, and yet they still managed to get out in time, keep their players alive, juggle the aggro, and make sure that cart got cleared in time. So, good play overall by that team.
There was a point where Casper was just tanking, I believe it was Wish, both of them were sitting at about 40 health, and just... If one well-placed sticky from DC, I'm not sure if he was there or not, but just one instance of damage on most of the 5 or so defenders would kill all of them, and they might have won off of that. But in a sense, you know, I wanted to say this back when they were still pushing second, when they used out of tunnel and Rebel was missing his shots on Casper. If there is like a god of TF2, he made sure Rebel's shots did not hit there, because killing Casper in a situation like that would not be deserved. That was very, very poor play from Froggyland. Just, when you have 5 minutes on the clock, you don't have time to just sit and wait. And that's exactly what they did. They killed the engineer in the level 3 as he was backing out of first, and just said, yeah, you know what, you can take that. That's fine, we'll let you rebuild. Yeah, we've got time, apparently. Yeah. Question mark, you've got 4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and it's definitely like that, because even if Rebel does hit those shots there and they get the kill onto Casper, and this is the 3rd snowball, they still get stalled on 4th with how they played. And with how much time they had left, they just don't have enough mathematically to make it into the final pit, you know, so long as 3,600 doesn't go full AFK. So yeah, they definitely didn't play to the parameters they needed to win that match. They did show the ability to make their pushes work. So moving forward into the next half, if their defense is able to buy them a little bit more time, then they're looking good. But if they're put in a situation like this again, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get that 6-minute push.
Yeah, and I don't really want to give up this point right away, because some like less experienced viewers might be saying, oh, well, they almost, you know, they sat in tunnel, they got the Uber off, we saw 3,600 take a bad push back in, and that allowed the game the momentum. But when you're analyzing how plays work, you can't look at just the result, because that's always going to vary. There's a ton of variance in Highlander. You have to look at the thought process behind it, and you have to consider 3,600 is one of the better teams this season. You can't just assume that with 4 minutes left on the clock, when you basically haven't really capped anything yet, 3,600 is going to take a bad Uber and let themselves get snowballed on. That's a bad assumption to make, and you really should be trying to be more proactive about these things. You know, go for an early Uber when they don't have a gun so that you can try to get more damage in on the combo. Then, if you get a pick, go over and just dry push it. You don't need Uber to push second all the time if they don't have Uber and they don't have a gun.
Oh, and ironically, that 2K from Adam on the first point sack on with Heavy was really, really big in delaying that, because we saw that Froggyland, they played like, I don't want to say too passive, but they played like standard, where you really don't make that push ever until the cart is at that S-band ready to go forward. And that's what they did. So those like, what, 5 seconds bought by Adam were really big in actually holding them off in time, because they didn't want to go without the cart there. That's typically not what you do. It's just in that situation they needed to make something happen with that engineer pick.
Yeah, because I mean, again, it's a factor of the time, right? Normally you would want to wait there, but when you have that little time and you're given an exploitable advantage, you have to take it. You have to take it, because there's, I'd say, most of the, you know, of the many multiverses out there, their refusal to push there means they get hard held on second.
Yeah, in a situation where the Uber comes up, they save their players on 3,600, and they get the, they don't lose all their players on the re-Uber. It is very possible that Froggyland do get hard held on second there, but regardless of that, 1-0 in the favor of 3,600. Moving into the next half, it is going to be Froggyland once again on this offense. Honestly, I feel like with how last round went, this might actually be a good thing for them, because they will have the ability to make these pushes happen. They just did. And for the defense of 3,600, they didn't really play in a weird way like that you do when you know you have a time that you need to defend, because they had like all the time in the world realistically. So I think for Froggyland, if they're able to kind of pull off the same pushes they just did, they should be in a good position.
Yep, the SAR though gonna go down right as the gates open. No sniper to stop any of these harassers. Jeebus is deep in-house, looking to go for the decloak on Adam. They're aware of it this time. Catalyst pushing him from above. The sandwich play coming in, and he's gonna go down. Good job sniffing out the rat there from the side of Froggyland. AGB still in-house, gonna be watching cart. Might go for a decloak, might just continue to calm. Not really in a position to go for Ray, who is now just leaving spawn with Moist, who must have gone down at some point. But a cleaner first this time for Froggyland.
We have to get that cart up there. I believe it's going to be like, what, 50 seconds?
46.
Close enough. So that's definitely a good push. You're looking around that 40 to 50 second mark in between there is fine. And then AGB going to keep calming as now the offense is going into the shutter. They're going to Uber immediately into second, get this trade off. They still haven't forced Casper's Uber. Now he finally pops it onto Figsy. Figsy going to walk forward, deny that entirely. Very good play by Figsy there. Stand in for Arts Hispanic in this game, but played that Uber exchange very well. And no one dies, but that's how the normal exchange works.
Where was this urgency last half? That was a really good way to just force Uber out of the defenders. But now the thing is, though, is that if you go for that play and you rotate tunnel, that means you kind of have to go for some aggression out of tunnel, right? If they just sit here like they did last time and wait for this Uber to get rebuilt, they don't gain anything off of it. They are going to get the cart a little bit forward, just right outside of tunnel. Looks like Rebel and Catalyst are going to start some focus onto side tunnel. Maybe they should escort Sar over there. Looks like Sar's content to take the main angle right now. Maybe looking for Wish or Mad over by side, but with both medics already at, 80, 90%, and I gotta wonder what the point of that exchange was.
So the defense here, 3600, has dropped their main force onto the ground, and you do this to counter the offensive tunnel push. So the Uber comes out here from Froggyland, counter Uber is going to come out from Casper Milks in a couple seconds, and now we have Joey Lemons and Wish running forward with a much better Uber, trying to get whatever damage they can. Not much is landing, it's actually getting reflected a lot. Joey Lemons going to go down, DC and Nick getting 2 kills on the Uber targets once that ends, and Sar will go down for his troll. That's a very big win for Froggyland. They've successfully catted out 3 Ubers in this tunnel now.
Yeah, and there is Jeebus taking out Flu Walrus on the backline. That gun's going to go down. That will allow them to flood out of tunnel. Adam doing his best here, getting arrow tanked up by Casper, but he should go down sooner than later unless they don't kill him fast enough. The arrows from Casper keep coming in. Adam gets Iron Man through all of that, and the turnaround from 3600 is massive.
Froggyland just did not play that with as much aggression as they could have. They had such a big advantage. They had the spy pressuring, sapping the gun in the back line. They had heavy pushing forward, getting arrow tanked. They had the demo man advantage for Pete's sake, and they still could not get out of that tunnel entrance. So with that, Froggyland gets herded back into this tunnel, staying on the ground. Defense has set back up for the side 3600. They're missing Nixie. He will get the respawn as Uber exchange pops off.
And Ray only has 98. Better building from the side of Casper, no doubt. Thanks to all those arrows onto Adam, and they will go down with 98. So any momentum it looks like they may have had kind of being lost right here. And Adam was the only person defending the tunnel exit, and all of the pushers on Froggyland, despite there not being a gun, said, let's walk in them one at a time. That's a good idea.
Yeah, Froggyland just needed one decisive calm there. Go in, we have the advantage, do what you can. Their spy went in and got the gun too, so it's not like anything massive was stopping them. But now we're back into this tunnel area. Second stalemate has continued. Catalyst is on Casper and will force that Uber, so good jump from that offensive soldier out of the window. Joey Lemon's going to walk forward, try and make whatever he can out of it. Not much is going to be making, though, as Ray has gotten out with his life. And we're going to be waiting right now for the next Uber exchange, coming up right on 75%.
Yeah, I mean, there is an ad here, right? So we need to make sure they actually use this advantage. There's been so much kind of, I feel like, dilly-dallying on the side of Froggyland, just not really being decisive enough in their pushes. They're finding advantages. 3600 is not playing a perfect game here, but they're just not being punished for their mistakes.
Yeah, now we're just gonna stay here at this stalemate time. And with this Uber advantage now, Ray needs to have something happen right now for the side of Froggyland. They are losing this advantage as we speak. DC looks like he wants to take the Uber out. They will pop it out of the tunnel. He gets skyboxed by some stickies. Will end up getting back up, takes that gun down as Joey takes down Moist in the side area. Jeebus coming out, gets his knife melted, can't get the stab onto Joey. As 65% Casper, DC has some room to make some damage work. Needs to back up, get some heals. Figsy has gone down though. Numbers are in favor. Oh, they're in favor of Froggyland. Actually, trades go off in the side tunnel area.
PC was looking to have but that was TK in really deep, forcing everyone back into third, it looks like. Joey's going to go for a bit of a recontest. This fight is over. Big bomb out of Catalyst. Great serve from Casper. Able to get back to spawn. Needs to be careful. That spawn gate might close behind them. Oh, he gets in just in time. But yeah, to that point though, DC looked like he might have been winning the 1v1 against Joey Lemons even when Joey had the beam, but in comes Flu Walrus with the glow stick, hits him for about 200 and forces him back. So good follow-up play by Flu Walrus there. TK ends up making a lot of space in at the end, not sure where he got in from, but they will end up capping second. It's in this almost the same time that we saw Froggyland or 3600 take all of last, but there's really good positioning here. They have the upper deck. They are going to end. Casper drops to DC, able to find the med there. I'm not sure where DC was. I think he was in the staircase by the spawn, but they will actually manage to stop the cart inches before it goes in, and Nixie finds the heavy on cart and drops Ray.
He can cap this. Oh, he needed to air blast that sniper off. Can't get that in time, and cart stays up on the edge. DC did get that medic drop. He went down to Joey in the back lines, and Ray had the chance of getting out through IT, but chose to stay in, see if she could support her team anymore, but doesn't get it through. Spy tries to get this cap, doesn't quite get it there for Jeebus. He will cloak up though, keep his life, try again. Now we see 3600. They have to keep players on the cart here. They have a level 2 gun, but they still need a heavy and pyro on it to deny any spy caps.
Yeah, I want to see a sniper going main right here in order to just try to get some better frags. Jeebus will be caught out there, and the cart should be rolling. Actually, no, it looks like he reset the time, so yeah. Won't be going back soon, but there's DC again!
Massive reflect air shot on the soldier there. We see DC fragging out though. Casper and Joey going down to that offensive demo. Man, there's tons of numbers advantage right now for Froggyland. They're going to get their players forward and get this point capped. Adam, 1 HP, makes that. Oh, doesn't make it out, Ray! With that fadeaway crossbow to take down the defensive heavy. And now we see DC is forward here already with Ray. They're trying to get the gun down early, and they do.
Yeah, ooh, great rocket out of Catalyst to find Matt. Actually, that looked like more of an air shot from my POV. Realized he was probably on the ground. Maybe that was a bit of an overreaction. But this is finally the kind of momentum that Froggyland really needs. You know, 6.5 minutes through third, not the best time. Could be worse, though. If they're able to get this in a minute or two, it will be a very solid time. And here comes in the Uber ad. Adam needs to go down here in this post. DC finally turning his attention on it, but the dispenser armor helps him out there, and eventually he will force them back. They find picks onto Nixie and Wish right there. Adam finally going down, and it looks like this fourth push should go well for them. Yeah, no sniper able to get up in the shutter and really force them back. Watch AGB. Looks like he's just going for comms right here. Maybe not focusing on the pick right there. And Sar, though, finds Casper. Greedy positioning from the medic there, and Sar very smart getting that forward positioning.
Yeah, that was the Uber that 3600 had when backing out of fourth. They couldn't get it in time off of the third snowball, so they were just going to use it to defend last. But instead, with that medic going down, Casper now on 10% to raise 70. So big advantage here for Froggyland, able to try and take this one into last. They're lining up in their left side lobby right now, trying to walk forward. Sar does drop to a sticky trap. It's fine though. 85% for Ray, and it looks like Froggyland want to trade this one as fast as possible.
Yeah, I think they're going to go left side here, so you got to be really careful for Figsy to just completely deny this Uber. They're going to lead on TK, though. That's really smart. They get through. Figsy will get the air blast onto Ray and DC, but DC kites for a decent amount. They will be forced to drop down, and Adam finds DC, but trades his life for it. We see Moist in the window right now doing a ton of damage, but he's eating a ton of spam. Finds Joey Lemons, though. No demo means that this card is just going to be capped. There it is, Catalyst and Nick escorting it in. So, after the 6.5 through third, Froggyland turns on the afterburners and caps last in less than 2 minutes from there. So, that, momentum we saw them able to pull off in the first half wasn't a fluke, but it's just finding it in the first place. Seems to be a bit of a pain point for them.
Yeah, 8:19, a very, very good time for Swiftwater, all things considered, and that's definitely what they were looking for coming in. Now it's about their defense, though. Will Froggyland be able to adapt and get more than a 6-minute defense here? They need 920. It's not difficult, but it's still, based on what we've seen so far, 3600 definitely have what it takes to push it. We just need to see the defensive adaptation come through.
One of the things I'm interested in about is I really hope that Froggyland does not do the tunnel hold here. She was shown to not be effective the first time, and it cost them pretty much all of second and third.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes both ways, right? Because we haven't seen how strong their second hold is, but at the same time, we haven't seen how strong 3600's second push is either. So hopefully we see the more standard push here, or the more standard hold, excuse me. But if that's the case, then, it should be interesting, because if they can milk 3-4 minutes off of second, and maybe even back out to third, that can be the game right there.
Catalyst is up on this banner for Froggyland. Hopefully he's able to charge that one and get that ready for post-Uber on second. It's very big when the soldier can get that. Sacks come in. Sar dies instantly. 2 very well-placed stickies from Joey Lemon's going to take him down. Lose his life, but that's normal. Nixie's posted on the log, looking for something. It's jumped at, pushed back by Catalyst. Catalyst needs to keep his life here. Oh, no, and he goes down. That good rocket from Mag going to take him out.
Yeah, so not having any of that banner damage will be unfortunate. He probably might want to switch off, maybe? I don't know. We'll see what he does, but they are backing up, and ooh, Moist is kind of caught in here. Really aggressive tunnel push coming out from the side of 3600. Mad, ooh, gets air blasted, extinguished at 1 health. Pixie almost let him die there. Would have been bad, and it looks like they're going for the tunnel hold again, so...
This is a really passive version of the tunnel hold. You normally want your Doman playing on the next bend here to force the Uber early. It does get forced immediately, though, because they don't know what's behind there. Gonna get hopped in onto TK, denying with Air Blast. Does a good job to force the offense back, as AGB and Adam have dropped in the Uber. Will end up going down and have to respawn. Numbers advantage after the defense, but Moist gonna go down. Eats a headshot from Nixie in that side tunnel. All of a sudden, things are looking a bit dicey here for the defense, but DC with a big 2K onto Wish, and Joey Lemons takes down that combo Scout Demo Man. They're gonna clean up Nixie in the side. And that was a very good hold from Froggyland, keeping that one alive.
Froggyland proving me wrong right off the bat, going for the tunnel hold again. Doing a solid job of it. They're gonna catch Figsy, you know, a little bit too forward as well right here. So, with Casper having gone down late in that fight, I'm not sure what killed him. But there is going to be a solid ad on the side of Froggyland right here.
Pyro. TK got out there and he killed him.
Wouldn't surprise me. I watched that man playing Challenger a few seasons ago, and he was very solid. Didn't get to see many of the games last season, but someone I've kind of been looking for to maybe be a bit of a threat in the Pyro scene. But it looks like a bit of an attempt at a dry push coming in right now. They will find Mad. Moist getting forced back. He will eat up on that sandwich right there in the back tunnel. The SAR holding the upper angle. Interesting enough, as it looks like they're just kind of content to wait for Ubers, which if you're Froggyland, any second off the clock is a good second for you.
Nixie and the SAR had a pretty interesting SBS there. Nixie goes down in the end there to a start from Jeebus. Rebel will drop though as Ubers are traded in the S-bend. DC can't get a flash and they can't get one to TK either. They backed off too early with that Uber, and Ray ends up dropping both of those combo members. So now Froggyland are in dire straits. They're down 4 players, including key combo members. They're gonna get their engineer back into the choke. Actually sets up the level 3? No, it's a level 1, so not even that is their Froggyland. They're gonna have to back up. Ray is charging on this NG as Adam's about to peek the corner. NG gonna get backed up, and that will be a second capture in for 3600. The first tunnel defense worked good, but the second was not up to par.
It looked like they used in, which is kind of not what you want to do, because that whole area where offense is forced to take the Uber, it's very bad positioning, but oh, Catalyst trying to jump up to the pack, gets body shot by Nixie in midair and goes down. Ragdoll careening into the pack, but just a little bit too late. Jeebus gets caught out as well. I'll tell you what though, if the third hold's able to come up right now, there's not that big of a disad for Ray. This could be a fine development right there, as it looks like we see 3600 wanting to take ground into IT right there, but ooh, Nixie's gonna find SAR, and the Uber comes out right here. Ray only at 80, gonna be kiting back to spawn. Cart is very close. Catalyst in, not gonna be able to find anything. Adam holding the spawn off, and that will be third capped in a little bit more than 3 minutes.
Wait, Moist got Casper! I saw him standing on that roof like, oh, he's gonna go for a cheesy pick on Cart. He got the medic! That Tomislav accuracy helped him suss out Casper in that entire area of people, that sea of blue. So with that, right now it's 100% Uber on this defense to 0 for Casper. So free Uber out, gonna come from the side of Froggyland, trying to pop forward, do some damage. They get Adam on this front line. Figsy taken to 1 HP as Nixie will go down. SAR gets stabbed though. That's really bad for the defense on this reset.
Yeah, and that will be added back into the favor of Casper. Also complicating things, Matt is behind on last. Been harassing Nick this entire time. Gets the dispenser there. Gun's still level 1, but he's just been doing a ton of damage from the back, just making sure no one's able to have buffs, no one has crit heals, consistently being an annoyance. So great play out of Mad right now, able to just, you know, knocks health off of SAR, and that just puts so much pressure on to Ray to keep everyone healed up. Jeev is gonna get his knife melted, going in onto the heavy pick, but SAR finds Casper. That is exactly the pick that you need right now. DC gonna go down though. Not a good development for Froggyland, but without heals on the side of 3600, all this damage is gonna stick. Adam hit really low.
Any damage will take them out, but they can't peek this aluminum sheeting. They're too scared. Casper or Catalyst is the only one here. He gets a pack but jumps out, and they can't get any kills. So it looks like Froggyland have to back up. DC's up on respawn, tries to get some damage. Takes down Mad with the help of TK, and they're gonna Uber out, try and get onto this cart. DC trying to find some spam, hasn't landed much yet. They're focusing Adam down, but they can't get him. Adam stays alive, and Rebel gonna go down. Hoist dead as well. They need to back all the way up to last. Ray only on 20%. Uber did keep his life importantly, but now they're gonna have to rebuild on last. It's 3:21 left for 1 point. All of a sudden, this has turned into a very good situation for 3600.
You could write an English essay on the themes of this match, and they would include Froggyland not taking advantage of advantages, losing combo players, and not killing Adam. Yeah, as we see right there with TK and DC both getting picked. right before this last push. And Casper does have ad here as well. Ray only at 70. So, tough times right now for Fraudulence. Uber's going to come out. The cart is slowly going in. Moist unable to take out Adam. He will go down. 2DC was just spawned in just enough time. But there is AGB coming in from the back. Takes out Wish and gets the butter knife onto Ray. Ray near Uber. Not sure exactly where, but there's about 16 people dead right now in the server.
Yeah, but DC kind of just had to ignore Ray and let Ray die there in order to clear the cart. And it was a good play. DC got 6 kills with that spam. This is his job as Demo Man. Ray's just going to die. There's nothing really much you can do. Good news is Casper also died, so Ubers are going to be even on the defense. Centrica now being built by Nick on this high ground, so Frogland have been given a lifeline. They need to make sure that this cart doesn't get pushed up any further.
Yeah, and I mean, again, with this slate ad, they can do a lot. Yeah, Nixie and AGB and Adam both going down. That is 3 for nothing in the favor of the defense right here. So that should push back the 3600 push just a little bit here. Give them some time to get this Uber, get people healed back up. You know, maybe the cart might start rolling back soon. It's somewhere in the tens of seconds right here until it starts moving back. And any of that is good. You know, 145 here is holdable. But any slight misstep means that, you know, the cart pretty much just glides right in.
Yeah, so far AGB is 1 for 2 on stabs on DC with this last push. He's gonna want to try and again here as he's coming through the left side. Start lose the SVS though. Uber gonna pop out.
It's quick fix.
Yeah, it is quick fix there. So defense gonna try and get on cart. They can stall. There's another banners out from Catalyst actually. So that's essentially a double big defensive ability usage by Frogland. They're gonna clean up everybody except for Casper and Adam though. So Casper's gonna be able to charge once again. And for the thing about the quick fix is now Ray's stuck on it. They can't switch off this quick fix. They have a minute left, and they won't have Uber in this last defense. It worked out well this time, but we can't be sure if it will next time. Catalyst is likely to need to build up another banner stat.
Something I've been saying, I say a ton, and I'm always, you know, obligated to remind people, the quick fix cannot block objectives like Uber can. If you are quick fixed on cart, it will get pushed in while you are on it. And that is something that we've seen affect rounds in the past. Adam and Window, though, going to go down. Great stab out of Jeebus there. Nick will be the trade, so no gun makes this card defense just a little bit more difficult as we see 3600 going for what may be their final push. Nixie's going to go down. No sniper should allow DC to play up a little bit more forward. Ray has the quick fix here. Mad going to be hit low, takes him down, but Figsy on cart.
DC
they can't be air blasted off, but they also can't block it. It's not enough. The quick fix isn't enough, but there is Catalyst finding kills. Wish behind everyone. Adam is still alive, shredding them. The SAR is the only one on it. We're going to see a med fight go down, I think.
Seconds.
It's Nixie versus Jeebus. Jeebus is able to kill him. That mini is still up. If Mad touches this, it is capped, but the level 1 is doing enough. 5 seconds left. Moist on it. AGB go for the stab. Can he get it? Moist still alive. Fraudulent takes the half.
That was crazy! That is a sneeze from going over the pit into that hole and being the cap up for 3600. Instead, Froggyland pulled that one out of a hat. They're gonna take the round and tie us up 1-1 here. I thought that push was over when Ray was unable to get the quick fix Uber back onto DC. DC was on like a 10k on that defense there. All they need to do is keep their demo man alive, but he gets dropped in the middle of all the chaos, so they just scramble to defend the cart, jump on it for their lives. Everything is on the line. They managed to stall for DC to get up in time. That level 1 as well from Nick did so much work in denying, and with that, we are tied up. That was unexpected, but that was amazing.
Oh yeah, that really was so much closer than I thought it was going to end up being, especially after that time set by Froggyland. But yeah, there was a part there where I thought the quick fix, they were on cart and it was still moving forward. But Catalyst jumps in right at the end and is able to just stall it just a little bit above the lip. And Froggyland played, you know, perfect defense for those last 40 seconds or so, as we are tied up 1-1 here. So that first half, all of the mistakes Froggyland's made so far essentially have been negated.
Yeah, winning that round is crucial for them. Even if they don't win the match, taking that round and giving themselves that extra step forward into the playoff picture is amazing. And we have the logs on screen. DC is 23-11, 540 DPM. I'm gonna go back into Mumble with DC later on. He's gonna be riding the side for a week. He played that phenomenally. Like, we have to give massive props. Was on a 10k on the defense, came back up in time, just played amazingly and easily able to contest Joey Lemons there in that round. But yeah, that round was amazing.
Yeah, really solid play from him. And again, you know, we see him keeping pace with Joey, you know, more kills, more damage by just a bit, right? But when DC's able to put in a comparable performance, the plays for Froggyland are there. there's definitely, the stuff they can work on, right? I'd say there's stuff both teams can work on there. Casper had a bunch of very, very ugly deaths that felt like, oh, it's okay, it's not going to end up mattering, but all of them did, right? Him getting sniped at 98 when they were backing out of 4th enabled that last push to go in when it did, and if 3600 has another 10 seconds there, right? It's possible they cap it. Definitely if they have another 30, and essentially dropping an Uber, it's not going to count in the logs when you're only at 98. But when you're not in a fight and you die at 98 like that, it's essentially a drop. That's good. Those mistakes are being magnified, and Fraudulent should be seeing those as, hey, these guys are making tons of mistakes. If we just capitalize on them and maybe we're a little bit faster on offense, make sure that our combo clusters don't get picked as much on defense, we can beat these guys.
Yeah, and the logs are still on the screen. I want to point out, like, I'm really stroking DC's ego a lot here, but when you're playing this well on Demo Man, when the enemy sniper and scout are 23-9 and 23-12, it's so hard. Those are the two classes that screw you over the hardest on Demo Man, and he doesn't care. He's dealing all the damage he can. Nixie played that half phenomenally. 23-12, 400 DPM to SAR's 218, essentially twice the effectiveness as his opposing sniper. The SVS is 6 for Nixie and 4 for the SAR, so he has that 33% advantage going forward. And Wish has been playing phenomenally as well. All those cleanup kills coming forward. 320 DPM on Payload Scout is not normal, but Wish making it work.
Yeah, definitely. And there's, the Spies had fairly comparable performances, a lot more deaths on the side of Jeebus, but he got one stab onto Adam, who had been sitting in window right as, that kind of chaos at the end broke out. And that was such an important pick right there, because a heavy uncontested in the window there, if everyone on Froggyland has to shoot card and he can sit...
It's the easiest cleanup in the world.
It's so easy for him to just do 3,600 damage, as is the team name, and just wipe the entire defense team. But Jeebus getting that stab there was something that I noticed that I'm like, that was when I was like, wait, are they going to be able to do it? Because before that, it wasn't looking very good for them.
Yeah, and we are just in this halftime pause. Teams using the bathroom probably need to let out the waste after that round. That is a very nerve-wracking round moving forward. So make sure everyone's ready to go for this third and final round. Ooh, there's a lot on the line here. All of a sudden, we're 1-1. We never expected we'd really get this far, but here we are. Froggyland have a chance here to pull off the upset. They need one more round to make it work, and we've seen that. They can do offense. They've done offense very well 2 times in a row now.
Yeah, one thing I do want to point out, though, is that if you sort by deaths, Jeebus at the top, sure, that's expected. SAR, not very expected at the top.
Yeah, he's been getting rolled, honestly. to put it bluntly.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Nixie having the same thing happening in the first half, and I guess both snipers who have had subpar performances have ended up winning, so maybe this isn't the most predictive thing, but that is definitely something you want to kind of be looking to stop here, because again, right, like I had mentioned after the first half, when you plan things out, you don't want to look at the results, you want to look at the theory that goes into it. But what Froggyland just did is not a sustainable way of winning.
Their offense was a sustainable way of getting an 8-minute time.
That's sustainable, right? But getting that because of Casper finding really bad deaths, pushing third in 6.5 minutes, and having your sniper kind of get rolled. Those are all things where you're like, maybe
pretty abnormal.
We probably don't want that happening.
Yeah, at least if you are 3600. And the last discrepancy I wanted to point out on the logs is the soldier discrepancy, where Mad 8 and 16 with 240 DPM, Catalyst 11 kills, 11 deaths, but a lot of damage, 320 damage. And with those banners as well, they were so important when they did come out. This was kind of expected. There would be a bit of a gap in this role, and that's because Mad is subbing in. He's not the main soldier for this team. But like Catalyst didn't, I mentioned in the pregame, Catalyst needs to have a lot of value here if Froggyland want a chance. He needs to be able to win those flank fights for his team, able to get those banners off, and so far he's done just that.
Yeah, and I mean, especially when, as you had mentioned, Wish having such a good game, you need someone on the other side to kind of counter that. And while Mad's KD wasn't the most impressive, especially with 3 of his kills being on Spy, which are, kind of... Probably other people probably could have gotten those at the time. I do want to point out that he was very instrumental in 3600 capping 4th as quickly as they were, with him getting behind while they were all down, quickly jumping up onto Catwalk and playing from last, harassing Nick. We saw what that level 1 was able to do at the very end of the game, and he made sure there was really never any gun or any comfort of the Froggyland defenders on ramp. So maybe not as big of a discrepancy as, you know, the logs might make it appear, because everything Matt did there wasn't really being reflected in the logs. But yeah, Catalyst, you know, helping to anchor the flank against the scout who's putting out 300 plus DPM on payload.
Yeah, talking about the engineers really quick though, something I noticed about the stylistic difference is I don't think Nick has ever gone into minis. At least on defense, where he's kept the level 1s up. He said, if I have to choose between a level 1 and a mini, I'm going to run that level 1. You know, the 25 HP for me isn't going to help me in combat any more than a level 1 will help deny. Whereas Fluorus has pulled up the mini sentries even on 4th when they were getting snowballed into. So whether or not that's going to, like, Fluorus does have more DPM. It's 200 to 185 for Nick. It's not that big of a difference, but it's just a difference where if the level 1 is able to stay up, it's going to output a lot more damage and pressure than the mini.
Yeah, although we have got confirmation from Dolphin that we will be going live soon. So we've got about a minute, 45 seconds actually. So before we get into this final half between Froggyland and 3600 here, Zeg, what's your prediction and who's going to be the MVP? For the half.
It's so hard to say. For the half, you mean, or just the round?
Just for the half. I mean, for the upcoming half.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, that's essentially the game too, right? So who I think is gonna win this game, it's so hard to tell. I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna give it to Froggyland here, just because I think they have momentum here. I think that they've shown they have what it takes to win these rounds, to have good offenses, and I feel like their defense has ramped up over the course of this game. Normally, whenever this happens on Swiftwater, we see the team that's favored kind of figure things out, but I haven't seen enough from 3600 to indicate to me that they are going to figure things out. Like 100%, they're going to be able to come out here and roll the field. I feel like this one's going to be close down to the wire.
Gonna answer my question. Who's the MVP?
MVP, DC again.
All right. I like the way you think. I think this season of Invite will get significantly more spicy if Froggyland wins. So I'm going to Costanza it, and I'm going to say 3600 takes this. And I think that Adam is going to be the MVP.
Yeah, Adam had a really good performance in the first half, a bit diluted in the second half just because Froggyland was privy to his tricks. He got sussed out on his first collapse that he got 2 free kills on last time, so not sure how aggressive he's going to be. He's been taking very low heals. We mentioned at the start of the show that Adam is not very combo-centric in comparison to other heavy players, and that's kind of shown. I wonder if him deciding to switch over and trying to defend Casper a bit more would be good, but, you know, that's up to him. Whether or not he's going to continue his normal shenanigans or try and be more team-centric, we'll have to see.
Yeah, and I said it the first half, well, I said it before the second half, and I'm going to say it again. I really hope Froggyland doesn't do the tunnel hold here. I don't think it's done any favors for them this game at all. But I see, Nick's got his tele exit in the back of the tunnel. I think they're going to go for it again.
Wish getting quick-scoped on his run across, taking down them. He's not on the card, it's only ×2 right now. They're losing milliseconds off their time, not optimal right there. But they will get that spawner up. Mad goes down, not able to find anything on his soldier bomb, as everything's gone pretty normal so far for a first push. Thinks he's on the log like he always has been.
If TF2 was a more developed esport, I'd like to see like a cart efficiency time statistic. Right, like how much time, you know, when there's no conceivable pressure on cart, our team's actually ×3ing it. I think it'd be interesting to see what that is, but as predicted, we will see the tunnel hold coming out for round 3. Maybe third time's the charm here. Nixie trying to get a little forward in tunnel. Going to see the stickies in upper tunnel and
they're going to trade up
back
top
away
this time instead of down low. So Uber coming in here from 3600. They're getting stuffed into the corner there, though. Figsy doing TK doing a great job there, stuffing that one. No one goes down as counter Uber is out. It's just going to be solo into TK, actually. But they don't get the flash on him. They will drop TK. DC coming in a bit late because he thought that was a solo. He gets whiffed. And Casper goes down to Jeebus in the backline. Great revolver shots from Jeebus to find that enemy medic. And now things are looking good for Froggyland. They're going to back out of tunnel here. Only lose Moist, but that's not the biggest deal. They're going to keep the key players alive.
Yeah, they just need to make sure they don't get dry pushed here and that they can actually, you know, kind of leverage this ad. AGB caught in the middle of the combo, gonna get bumped, so they know he's behind. Ray hunting after him a little bit, sees him decloak up top. He's gonna drop back down, and he will get caught out this time, gets the pack, but will end up going down. But yeah, I think there's a little bit of confusion in that post fight, but yeah, DC gets caught out. Wish will be the trade, but that's a very good exchange right there. Oh, Nixie finds it. That's exactly what you don't want. The tunnel hole, the
side tunnel,
ugly
yeah,
head.
the side tunnel positioning able to take out that medic. So we saw Fraudulent there, they try to play the aggressive angles where you play close up on cart when the enemy team is on ground, and they did it with the sentry gun being over side tunnel. That doesn't actually help defend DC from runouts on the main tunnel if they just go far on it. So DC gets taken out immediately by a scout, and then because there's no pressure coming in, we saw Nixie run into the side tunnel with the help of his soldier and drop that medic. So all of a sudden things are looking amazing for 3600. They did lose some players on this like dry pressure they had, but Casper up on full Uber to raise 20%. Now the ball is in their court.
This is going to be a crazy Uber with both teams being on the ground like this. DC's going to jump upper. Smart move by him, and Rebel escorting Ray back right here. So this Uber going to find the gun, and they're going to find Moist, but AGB goes down, so really only 1 for 1 off of this. Joey Lemon's getting hit down, Wish down as well. Casper gets stabbed down the back, as does Nixie. All of the frags are going into the favor of Froggyland right here.
Adam's
Fluara's going to go back.
Picks.
And he won't find anything. You know, AGB died a little bit early. That is a full 9 for 0 wipe from Froggyland here, managing to defend second. So the tunnel hold not doing any favors for them. But once they get into second proper, things hopefully are going to be going well. Nick still on that old sentry spot above side tunnel right here. And they're going to milk this for all it's worth. Ray up on Uber.
Big shout out to Rebel, got a ton of kills in posts, currently on a 4K, making a 5K with one onto Mad Ring Me, so great job from the scout of Froggyland coming in and getting that cleanup, trying to match Wish in this round a bit more, as now they have full Uber advantage, 50% rather, going to be walking forward into tunnel, cleaning up, and they should know by now, they don't see the combo, they're going upper, and they're already in here. Froggyland, or 3600 are already in apartments.
Yeah, this is going to be another interesting fight here. They use going into Spiral right there. They're going to find Figsy. Casper doesn't have yet, and he's going to get out. So they will maintain or reclaim this upper positioning, but they gave up Uber ad for it. Not sure if that's going to be worth it. You know, time will tell as Ray's now able to, you know, play safe on that window right there, but they will drop down, playing back on the ground. It looks like 3600 is going to take this Uber in through upper.
Right now, Froggyland is using a kind of a two-man cell, or two units where they have like Heavy and Scout playing near the sentry gun. So the Heavy isn't with the combo at all on this point. Instead, we see Catalyst a lot more with them, and he does have his banner up. This is really big for the defense, considering they don't have Uber as it gets popped out.
Ooh, Wish split from the side. They are going to take the gun. Nick likely to going to go down as well. Yeah, Nixie finds the headshot. Nixie in upper. Could get a lot there. Moist is going to go down. Adam will be the trade here, but Catalyst and TK, everyone's being forced out right here. So they will come up with the second cap, but a respectable defense, 4 minutes for Froggyland and Desar. Playing behind in the spawn, gonna find Casper. That's a pick you will trade your life for right there. Making sure Ray will maintain this full ad right here. Great shot right there. AGB is getting a counter espionage as well. Jeebus finding revenge on that as the third hold settles in.
It was an amazing recognition there by Froggyland to realize that they don't have what it takes to defend this point. They're down on Uber. They have a banner. Get out with as many players as you can. They only lost 3 on that back out, which allowed Sar to go for that pick, that miracle play, and he finds it. So now the defense here is in firm control. They have 100% Uber, 9 players alive, and Nick is about to set up his sentry gun. So all of a sudden, this defense is looking really good for Froggyland. They have 4 minutes through on their defense through second.
Yeah, they use in here, which is a bit of an interesting play.
Casper's 1 HP.
Casper,
he
yeah.
Out with 1 into the house.
Oh, he's all the way out in the house. If they're aware of that, they might be able to stop him, but no, it looks like that they're not going to overextend too far here. Bit curious as to why they used
They wanted to try and catch the med. It was a respectable attempt. Casper was 1 HP. If they get that kill on Casper, then the domination continues here. Instead,
I feel like it's really hard to get people out of IT, especially if you don't have a scout with you, which they didn't.
Yeah, it was a good attempt. It does not prevail, though, as now they're going to be down. Only 10% Uber, though, so yeah, Casper was alone in that house. He didn't get to build very much there while he was just getting the packs, so overall, it's not the worst thing for Froggyland. They need to make sure they don't lose to this 15% disad, though.
Yeah, and I do like how Nick has brought his gun down below, and DC's playing there as well. I think the lower hold on third is something that's kind of been you know, maybe revolutionized a little bit. I don't want to say revolutionized, but the Uber's going to come in through main.
Okay, that's
Wish
not how you
and
normally
Figsy
take a
both
scout
go
in.
down. Yeah, that's not the Uber you're looking for. DC got the dancing shoes on against Joey Lemons in this Uber. He will be ejected by the gun. Catalyst and Jeebus go down, but Ray is on 99% Uber right here. Froggyland is sitting comfy on third right now. Sar's going to go down as well, so they're only 5 up, but with this Uber, they should hopefully be able to stall for spawns if it comes to it.
It's going to be DK
they might not
and
even
TC,
need to.
or DC and TK, rather, going on this Uber. They managed to force the Devilman out here. It's just Adam on the top. Jeebus sees him. He's going to want to go for him in just a second. If Jeebus can find stabs, this would be big. Gets 1 onto Casper. It's a big medic pick. They aren't able to recontest third, but finding that medic is so crucial there for Jeebus. And now the defense moves to fourth. Early bomb here from Mad gets reflected immediately. Amazing play by TK.
Yeah, Figsy and Adam both going to go down on this forward pressure. DC gets sniped out, so that's something to look for. But with the numbers down on 3600, it won't be too big right now. Can Rebel find the sniper? No, he's going to have a mini to protect him in-house right there. But I want to say that 629 is the exact same time Froggyland pushed 3 through, and ooh, AGB almost getting a high-value pick there. Not going to find it. Joey Lemons, though, going down to TK, hits a crit flare. Figsy as well, and the combo of 3600 is unable to gain any ground here.
Yeah, that's fine as long as Casper doesn't die. He is out into the choke with 70%, right up on 90. Star losing that SVS to Nixie in the house is big, though. Now with this Uber, they're going to have the advantage to walk forward without worrying about the sight lines. The household is firmly in control of the offense as well. Catalyst alone there, not able to contest it by himself, as now Uber's about to get traded off.
And Catalyst not likely long for this world. Mad will take him out as the Ubers get traded, though. TK doing a good job of blowing them back. No kills other than Catalyst to be found so far, but Nixie has a wide angle out of house. Jeebus will be the one to go down. DC finds Wish, though. No scout, gonna be helpful, but Moist in the backline, dying to pipes. Not a good sign. This gun doing a ton as Mad does get reflected, but the far side of Yard has been taken over by 3600, and it looks like that's gonna ring out the backup from Froggyland, who move on to last, where they've had a lot of success before.
Yeah, I don't hate the decision from Froggyland. I think even if you have a lot of players up, you risk a lot going out for that recontest, and we've seen that you just pushed an 8-minute time. So I think now that they know they're around 8 minutes, back up, try and get an extra 1-2 minutes on last, maybe even 3 if you can pull things off, and have a really good time. Joey Lemon sacking in, trying to find Ray. One sticky. Oh my god, the sack comes through with the help of Mad Ringme. All those explosive damage coming through. We thought that Ray was safe, but it was not the case. But in the backlines, though, they... Oh, never mind. I thought it was Medic going down, but no. And so the advantage right now is firmly in the favor of 3600.
Jeebus was about a couple of degrees off from just getting 2 on cart right there, but unfortunately whiffs on both of them, and he gets his knife melted there. So yeah, Ray dying there is very bad. Back up on the quick fix, so it barely worked last time, and we'll see if that same magic can go through. I'm a huge fan of the We're going to get popped out through lower. TK doing a great job of stuffing this. Almost no ground to be had here. Only goes down to the stab, but there are kills elsewhere. Moist going down is the big one. Joey Lemon super hurt. Nixie's going to keep him alive a little bit longer. Here comes an AGB onto DC, though. Not able to find him. Ray at 80. If Ray can get a saw and pop quick fix, no, but they're on Solemn Vow, and that will be it. 907 coming in for Froggyland. Or 3600, excuse me.
Which that's the best defense we've seen so far.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah. Well, it doesn't count the first half.
Yeah, because they might have defended for longer, so we don't know. But yeah, 9 minutes. It's not above average. It's in the space where it honestly could go either way. We've seen Froggyland have 2 very good pushes in the preceding rounds before this. That last push was just really unfortunate for them on defense, where Casper dies, they don't get people spread out. DC got stabbed in. DC was the last hope to hold that, but there was a very good target selection there from AGB to take down that demo man. And even with some good kills coming in favor of Froggyland, they just couldn't collapse on that cart with the players they had left. So, yeah, 907 through 5. We're set up for a very climactic ending here, assuming Froggyland doesn't completely implode on themselves. But, yeah, this one could go either way.
Yeah, I'd like to think Froggyland's favored in this, right? You know, we saw them push 8.5 before. We saw their push in the first half. They were inches away from getting 4th in about 4 minutes or so, I want to say.
5.
So,
yeah, about 5.
I mean, I think they would have gotten 4th with about a minute.
Time, no?
It was 5:20, I want to say. 5:45, I think, was about that, and they were going to cap 4th with, minute and a half left or so, so about 4.5 minutes, I think. But anyway, yeah, this is definitely possible for them. Ray is on Uber, you know, I always like to check for that. Crits coming in big moments like this could be a spicy option play, but no, I think this is the quickest we haven't seen a sniper die yet this half.
Adam is off his cheeky shit. He's no longer in the house playing with his team. This is the highest stakes round they've probably had this season, so they're just gonna play a bit normal.
AGB's getting
he's standing still.
Chimped. TK finds him. He's gonna go. They're gonna go down. That is a.
It's unfortunate
there's
because
some
your
comms
spike
in that
can't
one.
calm for you now.
Yeah, they don't know which side they're going, and we saw a bit of aggro play in the tunnel. Nothing's going to come of it.
They're going to do the
Standard
same thing.
second
Fast
hold as
Uber
well.
apartments here. They're already lined up outside the shutter. When it gets capped, Froggyland are going to walk in and get this trade off. This is what we've seen them like to do when they're not pressured to cap in 5 minutes. So looks like the Uber is about to come out. Stickies get air blasted off the shutter. DC is with his team. They're going to Uber and Pyro, actually. TK going forward, trying to get some damage down.
Pixie gets sniped. That's so big. Nixie's going to get stabbed out as well, and they're actually not going to find too much in this, but yeah, no Pyros. Thinking they're going to get more people in.
Just walk out of tunnel. There's no sniper.
Yeah, they gotta get the gun. That's the main thing. Catalyst getting stabbed out though means no soldier. One of the easier people you can kill the gun with. Mad playing super close here might be a pick, but Moist getting stabbed on cart in the middle of everyone. It's a good pick by AGB right there. DC going down as well. I think this push might just have to be aborted.
Yeah, they are pushing the cart up there, and they're not really in any danger of losing medic. At this point, they're just going to charge Uber and go for a outside of tunnel trade. Nixie's on the ground with his team here. Mad goes down there to SAR, so no potential for a banner for this defense. They are going to have Catalyst jump over, and he's on gunboats now, no banner for the offense, so that's a bit more normal. They're trying to pressure outside the tunnel here with spam. There's a lot going down on either side. Rebel going to get that pack to stay alive, as with Mad spawning up, it's going to be a 90% Uber on both teams.
Yeah, Nixie gonna get sniped out. That is huge right now if you're Froggy. And the gun's gonna go down as well, as does Figsy. These are all great picks. DC walking through tunnel. They use in right here. Casper's gonna counter, but Adam and Fluoris are both already dead. Nick's gonna be the only frag they find so far, but it is only this
group of... drop down on them.
Yeah, he's gonna go right in. Casper's gonna let the traitor here. Doesn't even land on the ground, I don't think. But that is nearly a full wipe coming in for Froggyland. They have all the mojo in the world right now. This is going to be about a 2-minute second push, and they are steamrolling into third right now.
Yeah, they're going to be able to spawn camp the Shudder as DC's already up here. Mad goes at him and takes him down. That's really big for the defense here for 3600. TK still in the spawn. He takes down Nixie as almost does. Nixie actually bandy binded there to keep his life. Either way, Jeebus and TK go down. That's a lot of players dying there. There's still no room for recontest. They're walking Heavy and Engineer here as Catalyst is on high ground. Heavy needs to get tanked here. Moist needs help. Oh, but there is a recontest from the choke. Demoman walking out. Adam goes down as well as Figsy with those trades on both sides. It looks like they can't get the cart in quite yet for Froggyland. They haven't lost their medic. They have 85% to 30 for Casper, so they're still in the advantage here.
Yeah, did DC go down there? Was he? No, he was alive through all of it, but I guess...
No, he died to Matt at the very start. Which is why
gotcha. Yeah, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, I felt like there should have been a dead
that kill from Matt saved them more,
but yeah. Definitely saved them third. They are on ad, though, as Casper had gone down, backing out of second. They gotta use soon there. They gotta drop off the balcony with this?
That's an interesting strat. If they have Uber, they are going to use it. Casper on 90%. They need to get people on the cart to cap it up while this is going, but no one's there quite yet. They're getting Rebel. Rebel got 2-rocketed from Mad. Great play again by the soldier of 3600. Here's the counter Uber. DC left alone as well as Ray. They're left out to dry entirely in the middle here, and that idea for an Uber was decent, but they had no one with them. Now it's about to collapse in post. They're all going to go down. There's just Catalyst left over. He gets Joey Lemons, but that's it. Figsy goes down to SAR in the window, I believe, so that's all they can find, but overall, it's a very good defense for 3600. They're turning things around.
Yeah, that cart was rolling back in the middle of the Uber. If, even if Ray had just toggled the Uber off, they would have had this a lot closer. And yeah, they needed more people, and they needed to use that ad a little bit quicker. Casper got at the end of that post, no real danger even came in on him there. So if they had used that 8 seconds before or so, maybe they're able to get more ground on that because there's not an Uber staring them back in the face and they have more time to play the post. But Adam's going to get caught out again.
And Mad.
As does Mad, yeah. So those are two big classes down. Catalyst gets the cart really close. Here comes in Rebel. Oh, the gun's going to stop him from taking it out, though. But IT presence taken over by Froggyland. DC dropped Casper the last time he was up here. Gonna have to see how that happens now.
Nixie headshots DC on the front. He gets an arrow, though, crucial there from Ray to get that off, and now they're gonna be able to get on the cart. No one can get on it in time, and third gets capped up. It's about who they can keep alive. Ray's still safely inside of IT with TK, so both teams gonna be up on 100% Uber. This point goes over to Froggyland without a trade here.
Have the spawns on here now, so anyone... Yeah, that's a lot down. I thought they were gonna have more get out, but they didn't. Catalyst getting up onto the Shutter of the catwalk area now.
Demo late.
Yeah, Fluoris really was late there. That's really surprising. Nixie finds SAR, so no sniper able to hold them up, and there is AGB. Those are kills you absolutely need. Yeah, no one is on cart right now. No one is even near cart right now. TK is going to have to go back for it. And while they continue to have this forward pressure here, it's only going to be a matter of time before the numbers should bully them out.
He's looking for Ray. If Nixie can find this snipe, that'd be big. He's actually looking for DC now. Doesn't hit the shot. DC needs heals. Does get an arrow. Keeps them alive. Uber out from the defense here. Solo into Joey Lemons. Engineer gets a flash. Actually, as now they're getting hurted back into their spawn. Catalyst and Nixie both drop, but so does Figsy. Wars and Casper. Collapse in on ramp is amazing. TK, one last kill onto Wish before he dies to AGB. TK on a 6K. They wipe the floor with 3600 on that defense, and the cart's going to get capped up on fourth for sure. Look at Adam. He's the only question mark. Look at him.
Yeah, man. He's going to find Ray, though, and DC's going to go down. So, Adam, salvaging what he can.
Trying to do it again.
Yeah, they are going to cap here. 3 minutes for last is about what we saw 3600 having to work with. when they were pushing last time. We saw Froggyland hold it, so this is definitely possible. There is Jeebus still going to find Figsy.
So many times this game.
I think Jeebus really wanted Joey there, but Figsy ended up kind of getting in the way. But he'll take that step. Adam and Wish are both down as well, and 3600 is the blood drive right now because they are bleeding. That's terrible. I'm sorry.
2 more rockets.
But yeah, DC though, dying on cart, no demo to spam up. Gonna be big, but there goes Flu Walrus. Yeah, goes down to a flare, burns out from.
Yeah, body shot.
Can't let that gotcha.
Spyzen doesn't get. He gets the one onto Nixie, but Knife gets melted before he could double up onto Joey. That's very close, but that's a pretty big pick to get that sniper. Now Nick's low on card, gets that pack in just a second here. Things are shaping up well for both teams. Honestly, Casper up on 80%, Ray on 70. 2 minutes for the final point. Things are looking really good for Froggyland. Honestly, they have 2 chances, 2 big chances, plus the last Chaos push to make this work.
Yeah, they're just coming up on Uber right now. Casper already has, but, you know, all it takes is just, what, 6-7 feet of ground right there?
Jeebus is going to get it a couple
definitely
feet
possible. Yeah, tips it up just a little bit forward, keeps his life too, so he can do it again if he has to. 6 going to get cleared off. There he does, touching again. Uber coming in through tracks right there. Not sure what they're going for. They're looking for Adam.
They want people to drop down, and they are getting it.
They get drop downs, and they find Adam. Nixie dead as well. Nick going to be taken out on the back line as his way. But the collapse coming in from 3600 finds a ton of frags right there. TK getting in on cart, yeah. Ooh, big reflex by Figsy.
They take down all the players on cart. Catalyst and Moist go down to that one. Figsy saving that push immediately. Things might have been fine regardless, but that isn't a massive play by Figsy there. The emergency sub coming in for Arts, doing big. Now it's 1 minute 25 left. Ray's at a 20% disadvantage, so they will need to charge up a bit here.
Yeah, 1 minute 20 still left. 10 seconds until this cart starts moving back. I wouldn't be surprised if someone goes to sack on it right there. Yeah, there is Catalyst. Catalyst gets it so close, and there's going to be frags coming back on the side of 3600 finding them, but the cart is so close right there. Figsy Casper goes down. Moist cratered him somehow. I don't know how, but all the players now, they have no heals. All this damage is going to stick. The level 1 is doing a ton of work again, but Ray at 70%. As long as they can stay alive and get this Uber.
Jeebus is going to come and tap it. Someone needs to get on it. Jeebus needs to tap this or else it moves backwards. This could go in if they're not fast enough on the response. He's not going to go for it. This is a massive mistake from Jeebus in my head. Keeping that on the edge is so crucial because he needs a Pyro Air Blast and cap it. Catalyst's going to do it instead. And
he gets caught.
They can't get on it. That's so bad for Froggyland. There's 30 seconds left. It's moving backwards.
They do have Uber, though. Casper's only at 50. They're going to have to do something with this here. They use, but DC gets blocked aside. He gets popped up. Can he get saved?
No.
He does not. He goes down. And there is Adam. He's going to get arrowed. Will go down. The Air Blast takes him out, but the frags are in the favor of Froggyland right now. Rebel gets it a little bit closer, but this gun is doing a ton of work right here. They're going to need to take it out.
Has to sack on it. Numbers are in advantage of Froggyland. Can they get there in time? 9 seconds. They're getting people on, but stickies are big. It's Joey Lemons right now. Does all the work as well as the level 1 from Flu Walrus. They're going to hold this. That is going to be the win for 3600 here. Coming in at the clutch moment. That match was so incredibly close.
I can't believe that we just saw 2 3-minute last holds back to back. That is insane. That is insane that both of these halves have been so close, and there's so many tiny plays. You could nitpick if you want, but you just got to sit back and just enjoy it, man. That was a good match.
No, that was so much closer than we were ever expecting. I came in tonight thinking, oh, well, last week we had such a good match, and this week this one's going to be, a lot worse in quality, but not the case at all. Froggyland showing up big, contesting the second best team we have based on results, honestly. So they did an amazing job for that one. They do get themselves a match point out of it. It does sting a bit in the end to not be able to take that match win when the cart was a hair's width away from that hole, capping it in there. Like you mentioned, a lot of tiny misplays coming across, but that's just the nature of the game. No one's going to play perfectly. In the end, we got such a close match.
I mean, yeah, you look at the kills, and over, 53 minutes of game time, almost 600 kills combined, we see 3600 with a 16 kill lead. I mean, that just goes to show how dead even those are.
It's also 2.4k damage.
Yeah. That too. Ironically, the damage is a little bit in favor of Froggyland right there, which, sometimes you can say, oh, well, the team had more damage but less frags, so they had bad focus. Now, when it's 1,600 damage out of 115,000 plus? Game. Yeah, no, that's just variance at that point. But, just crazy game right here. And would have been amazing if Froggyland would have been able to pull that off for the upset again, because that would have meant that we would have seen Hood likely finish at 7-0, and then Shovel, Froggyland, and 3600 all sitting 5-2, which means now you can say, oh, every single match point in all these upcoming rounds is important, but unfortunately not going to end up that way. So we'll likely be finishing out the season with Froggyland 4th, Shovel 3rd, 3600 2nd, Hood 1st.
Yeah, assuming nothing crazy happens, that is what we're looking at moving forward. Either way, it's just been an amazing season so far.
Yeah, and I think Froggyland's shown themselves that,
they're a threat.
There's going to be a fight for placements this time, Sometimes the 4th seed in playoffs feels like a little bit of a throw-in, right? Like in seasons past.
They're the mid-invite team that kind of just did the best. They're not really contesting the big 3 that we have most seasons.
But yeah, if this game is anything to go off of, those fights in playoffs are going to be intense, and I am all for it.
Yeah, what a match. Over here at 11:50 ending Eastern Time. An hour straight of Swiftwater. Normally when Swiftwater goes the full 3, we have really long rounds, but no push going over 10 minutes tonight.
Yeah, that's definitely true. 9 minutes was the furthest, so really fast halves. Yeah, normally it feels like you can't have the best of 3 Swiftwater at some team
without going into midnight,
pushing a 13-minute time and then holding it. That always comes up. That I just jinxed ourselves. We're getting that in playoffs now. I just willed it into existence, but just some unbelievable defenses here. I mean, I don't want to. It feels like I wish we could go and I wish we could make this a best of 5. Just to see how this match would go from here.
In this game.
Yeah. Just to see how it would go from here. We'd still finish before most of the other Swift full matches as well. But we've really been spoiled getting these 2 matches back to back like this, and it's just making playoffs that much more exciting.
Yeah, looming in the distance, teams fighting with those match points on the line, but that will be all we have for tonight with this match, closing it out. We do have a bit of a plug for you guys. If you want the latest and greatest TF2 merch to show off to your friends from the RGL merch store, you can type !merch in the chat to take a look at that. We have a bunch of great designs like Minimalist Sunshine and the Overgrown Scattergun. As long as the newly introduced Witness Gaming merch we have to celebrate their invite win over Froyo last season. So if you want to check out any of that !merch in the chat, all the proceeds go directly to RGL. You'll be helping out our production, our casters, all the admins. Your favorite personalities like me and Alto get a cut too. So, give us a shout if you are interested. But seriously, thank you for supporting RGL. Check it out if you'd like to.
Right, and I think that'll do it for us. Let the gameplay speak for itself. Don't want to drag on too long like we did last week. So, I am Alto, and for Zag, Dolphin behind the camera, as always, throw him some hearts as he might be the hardest working amphibian? Amphibian, right? Yeah, dolphins are amphibians. Are they? No.
They're mammals.
Mammals, right. Okay, no, I don't know what I'm talking about. Hardest working mammal in TF2. I think that's fair to say. But yeah, this was a fantastic match. And we'll hopefully have another one coming at you next Monday. Thanks for watching and have a good night.